Starship tried to launch last night. 4 engines refused to start. And now, the most watched rocket program on Earth has a new date. Monday, July 20th, 6:45 p.m. Eastern. This is the full story of what happened last night, what Musk said this morning, what changes before Monday, and what is actually on the line when 33 engines try to light simultaneously on a rocket that now answers to shareholders. July 16th, 6:45 p.m. Eastern, Starbase, Texas. The countdown reaches 0. The water deluge system fires 500,000 gallons of water per minute released onto the pad to absorb the acoustic energy of 33 Raptor engines igniting simultaneously. The system worked exactly as designed. The engines did not. 4 of the 33 Raptor engines on Super Heavy Booster 20 failed to ignite during the startup sequence. Starship can tolerate losing up to 3 engines and still fly. 4 is one too many. The automated abort system triggered immediately and stopped the launch. The vehicle did not lift off, it did not explode. It sat on the pad, fully fueled, with over 5,000 metric tons of liquid methane and liquid oxygen. Engines extinguished, smoke drifting away in the Texas evening air. Millions of people watching live on X, YouTube, and SpaceX's website saw it happen in real time. The silence after an abort is unlike anything else in spaceflight. Then Musk posted. He confirmed that some engines failed to ignite at the moment of startup. He said the abort triggered correctly. Then he gave the path forward. 2 Raptor engines will be removed from Booster 20 and replaced. Most probable launch timing is early next week. SpaceX confirmed the new date on Friday, July 20th, Monday. Same launch window, 6:45 p.m. Eastern, 90 minutes. The booster is being taken off the pad, moved back to its hangar, the 2 flagged Raptor engines removed, replacements installed. It will roll back to the pad before Monday for a wet dress rehearsal to confirm readiness. Now let's talk about what 4 engines failing to ignite actually means, because the framing matters. This was not a catastrophic failure. The abort system caught a problem. Before the vehicle moved 1 inch, no hardware was damaged. No one was hurt. The 2 engines being replaced are Raptor 3s, the latest generation of SpaceX's Methalox engine, the most powerful rocket engine ever mass-produced. SpaceX manufactures Raptors in-house at its factory in Hawthorne, California, at a rate of several per week. Swapping 2 engines is a days-long process, not a months-long investigation. For comparison, the Flight 12 mishap in May required a 52-day FAA investigation. This abort does not appear to require a new investigation. The abort system worked as designed. SpaceX identified the problem. SpaceX announced the fix. SpaceX gave a new date 4 days later. That is a very different situation from what happened in May. But here's the context that changes the stakes compared to every previous Starship test. This is the first Starship launch attempt since SpaceX went public on June 12th at $135 per share, the largest IPO in American history, valuing the company at $1.77 trillion. Before the IPO, Starship tests were events for the space community. After the IPO, every Starship test is a business event. There are now hundreds of thousands of retail shareholders watching this rocket the way they watch an earnings call. Because for SpaceX, it is an earnings call. SpaceX's stock has already fallen from its post-IPO peak. Investors were watching July 16th as a potential catalyst. It was not. They are now watching July 20th. JP Morgan analyst Rajat Gupta noted in a research note this week that SpaceX's growth strategy, the one it presented to investors in its IPO prospectus, depends on increasing launch cadence and payload capacity. Starship is the vehicle that enables both. Every delay is not just a technical setback, it is a business setback. The question Wall Street is asking going into Monday is simple. Can SpaceX's most complex system, 33 engines lighting simultaneously, a fully loaded 5,000 metric ton vehicle lifting off from a private launch facility in South Texas, perform reliably enough to justify a $1.77 trillion valuation? One successful launch does not answer that question completely, but one more failed attempt makes it harder to argue yes. Now the mission itself, because what Flight 13 is trying to do on Monday is genuinely significant regardless of the stock price. 3 objectives. All 3 matter. First, booster recovery. Super Heavy Booster 20 must perform a controlled boost back burn after separation from the upper stage, reverse course, and execute a soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico. This is the maneuver that was attempted and failed on Flight 12 when the booster was lost. Tonight, SpaceX is not attempting a tower catch, just a splashdown. If the booster lands successfully, it proves the corrections from Flight 12 worked. Second, Raptor engine relight in space. After the upper stage, Ship 40, separates from the booster and travels through space, one Raptor engine must reignite. This single maneuver is what unlocks Starship's path to orbit. Without an in-space relight demonstrated, Starship cannot transition from suborbital test flights to orbital missions, cannot deploy full Starlink constellations, cannot meet NASA's Artemis requirements. This is the unlock that matters most. Third, Starlink V3 satellite deployment. For the first time, Starship will carry 20 functional next-generation Starlink V3 satellites. These satellites are too large for Falcon 9's payload fairing. The entire next generation of Starlink capacity depends on Starship working. On Monday, the 20 satellites will deploy from Starship's payload bay via its PEZ dispenser-style slit, extend solar arrays, and attempt to connect with ground stations in South Africa via high-capacity lasers. They will not enter service. Because of the suborbital trajectory, all 20 satellites will burn up in the atmosphere approximately 20 minutes after deployment. That is intentional. The goal is to test the deployment mechanism. 6 of the satellites carry cameras pointed at Starship's heat shield during re-entry, providing real imagery of how the tiles perform under actual re-entry heating, essential data for eventual human spaceflight. Here's where everything stands going into Monday. Booster 20 is being rolled back to its hangar. 2 Raptor engines are being removed and replaced. A wet dress rehearsal will be completed before Monday to confirm readiness. The FAA has not announced a new investigation.